Once we are aware of the job to be done in the marketplace, the next challenge is to actually think about the solution that we would provide to deliver against the job, achieve the objectives that the consumer has defined, and overcome the barriers in the marketplace. To do this, it takes a fair amount of focus. We need to understand exactly what those criteria are that people are using to define success for their job, and very well articulate the barriers that are getting in the way so that we can refine our solution. As we think about that solution, we also want to understand our strategic intent as an organization. Are we trying to defend an existing solution that we may have in the market? Are we trying to transform an existing market? Or perhaps extend a current offering to provide a new solution beyond what it used to be able to do? Or potentially, and perhaps even more excitingly, think about creating an entirely new opportunity in the marketplace. Once we've defined our strategic intent, we actually have the ability to focus our effort. With that view of focus, we have to think about how we're actually going to achieve the solution that we have in mind. Now, typically there's two avenues of developing solutions. We can pursue a solution organically, that is to have our own people, perhaps our own intellectual property, our own capabilities, lead to the creation of that solution to the job to be done. But alternatively, we can't forget about the opportunity to think about organizations for acquisition. As we think about potentially purchasing an organization that will help us achieve our goal, the acquisition target that we have in mind may not necessarily have all the capabilities we need, but it may have some of the critical elements that we need to be successful. We can identify those elements by thinking about the critical assumptions behind the solution that we are trying to develop. And then we can find a particular entity that we may want to acquire to bring in that particular solution and help us lead toward a actually market viable alternative that will provide a perfect solution, an ideal solution if you will, that is delightful to the consumer. As we think about acquisitions, a great case study that comes to mind is Best Buy. Best Buy purchased a company called Geek Squad, which was actually a fairly small enterprise in the Minneapolis area, not too far from Best Buy's main acquisition or main center of business. And in that context, as they bought Geek Squad, what they tried to do was to purchase a services entity that would actually provide installation service and support for the technology that they sold within Best Buy. This organization was actually very, very small when Best Buy first founded, only about $3 million. And within 4 years of that purchase, it was generating over $1 billion in value for the organization. So the small acquisition that was able to be targeted by Best Buy became a very rapid catalyst of a perfect solution. The skills that were required to actually install and maintain the technology that Best Buy sold were not readily available within Best Buy, but were very, very focused and available in a very small entity that could be grown and developed through careful acquisition by the parent organization. And as a result, it turns out that organic and inorganic growth are both very viable opportunities to pursue disruption.